Good morning, friend. It is great to hear from you. Are going to hell from Trump's September 23rd warning directed to at world leaders, particularly those from Europe and other Western nations. It metaphorically suggestion that their nations are on a path to ruin, chaos, and decline due to what Trump described as flawed policies on mass migration of global institutions like the UN. In context, Trump used it to criticize open warning, a con job, and green scam while tutting his own administration. The overall speech was combative, lost in Trump has a allies which distancing the US from multilateral efforts on issues. It's a classic Trump rhetoric problems as self-inflicted depth analysis and description. Trump's speech was a stark departure from about US achievements like claiming to have ended seven wars, the highest poll number 7, with attacks on the UN itself for allegedly statistics such as high percentages to crime and social collapse. On energy, Trump urged Europe to stop buying Russian oil and giving it funding the war against themselves and dismissed the world. He also touched on a Middle East, calling for Hamas while praising his own role in reactions were polarized. Supporters like single most important speech of 2025 and applauding Trump exposure of the UN outlets and users on X labeled it a disgraceful display of a misleading and false claims, likening it. One analysis noted it as a masterclass in delusion, with Trump dwelling on falsehoods. The climate talks on X trending discussions divided. Pro-Trump's post guaranteed garnered high engagement, e.g. 17K likes. Geopolitically, the speech signals a US shift towards isolationism under Trump, where relations with Europe and fuel debates on migration and climate ahead of global summit. It is ordinary artery boosting his domestic image politics, where nationalist populism clashes with multi 50 sentences of advice phrased as questions. These are advisory questions inspired by the speech, individuals reflecting on global issues like borders, energy. 1. Have you considered tightening border controls to prevent? Would not it be wise to prioritize national security over open border policies? 3. Are you evaluating the true cost of? 4. Should not leaders reject climate inequality? 5th. Have you thought about reducing reliance? 7th. Could strengthening domestic energy production leaves? 9. Are you assessing how migration? 11. Have you explored fossil fuels as a reliable scams? 12. Should leaders boast less and act more? 14. Could prioritizing America first inspire similar? 15. Why not criticize ineffective international bodies? 16th. Are you ready to end failed experiments? 18th. Would not detaining should not nations control their borders as a sovereign right? 20th. Is not it better to invest in spaces? 21. Have you considered how open borders might lead? 23rd. Are you questioning the UN's role in funding migration? 24th. Could embracing nationalism influence empower individual nations? 27th. Should leaders focus on domestic? 28th. Is not it time to call out hypocrisy? 29. Have you evaluated present demographics? Adopt old rhetoric to rally public support for reforms? 31. Are you prepared to shift from multilateralism to? 34. Would not rejecting Palestinians? 36. Is not it wise to end wars through strength rather than? 38. Why not demand accountability from mayors failing? 39. Are you ready to label climate's efforts as cons? Could self-confidence in leadership inspire global? 41. Have you thought about using statistics to back census? 42. Would not closing borders swiftly restore public trust? 45. Have you assessed the risk of funding? 7. Are you considered how nationalism could revive? 48. Could blunt warnings prevent future's global? 49. Have you considered in writing strong letters? If you comment, this is the imagination what is energy dependence analyzed. Countries going to hell. Fiery UN warning. Global crisis alert. Trump's unaddresses. Migration crisis deepens. This is the images, photos. Like, subscribe and comment. Thank you, friends.